Well, yeah, because I get $300 taken out on my second week of the month for the fucking loan.
So now we're gonna practice a little bit. You're gonna mute your mic. We're gonna practice a little bit with this. And this might actually help too, so that you can. Well, you don't need to fucking see this, but honestly, you will need to be paying attention to us when we're in the podcast. You know what I mean? So like right now, they can hear you. Turn your mic off. Muted. So now this should be perfect. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll pull it up on my phone. I was thinking about that at work. I was like, you know what? Why do I keep walking back into my room when I could just. So Francesca sent me a joke. It's just as simple as a picture of a dude in a ridiculous, like. Well, here, I'll show the picture. Oh, hang on, let me switch the cameras. But it looks like. Who said hello, neighbor? Mr. Rogers. It looks like Mr. Rogers holding a bunch of cats. Whatever. It's a pretty basic picture. That's not really the point. But it says the word homeowner has the word meow in it. Good luck pronouncing it correctly ever again. You're welcome. And it's right. It's HOM MEAW. EAW? Did I just say EAW? MEOW. And I was like, fuck, I'm a homeyowner. Homeyowner. But no, okay, let me.
Well, right now,
But
right now you're renting it.
They can't hear you. They can't hear you at all because mine's. If you want to talk, you gotta. Yeah, so you gotta get used to it.
Well, yeah, if you're a home, well, you're not a homeowner yet.
I'm buying it off of my parents.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
a fucking homeowner.
I mean, I'm just saying
Yeah.
right now you're not the official homeowner.
No, yeah, but think about it. For all extensive intents and purposes, my parents are 70 years old. I have a house that I am buying off of them. I'm in charge of it. They're not even here. I'm the fucking owner. They might have executive order, but they don't even know what the fuck is going on. I'm the one taking care of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I treat it as though I am the homeowner because one day I will be. But anyway, you're absolutely right. But semantics. And hello, Sleepy. How's it going? So let's let Sleepy see how this sounds. Right now we're on his mic. Go ahead and talk. Get close to the mic. I'll switch the camera back over to you.
Yo, what's up, Sleepy?
What up, Sleepy? So that's. Go ahead and just say something, then turn your mic off, and then I'll switch to mine.
What's up, P Diddy?
What, S Diddy or any Diddy? Already exists.
S Diddy.
There you go. Tap that. Tap it hard. Show some goddamn love. See, I'm so gentle with mine. Look at this. It's TLC, a little TLC, dude. A little 10 to 11 care, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, let me know how this sounds as far as up to my face versus him. For whatever reason, it's almost like it likes to capture the room more than him. I think it's because I was thinking about this too at work. I think it's just because your voice doesn't carry a lot of bass. You know what I mean? Like it's more of a higher treble kind of sound,
Yeah.
whereas mine's really deep. And
There's been people.
oh, sorry.
There's been people who who will sometimes confuse me as they'll think I'm a woman. But luckily there was this one asshole I was on the phone with, and he
She
just
says
like,
it sounds
but
amazing.
but then as soon as he said "ma'am," he started like calming down. So I just went with it. He's like, sorry, ma'am, and then anytime he got aggravated and I would try to calm him down, he's like, I apologize, ma'am. I just ran with it. I was just like, whatever.
Dude, that's funny because here, again, you gotta watch. Hey, really, this is where you gotta take it seriously, chick. When you're done having sex with your mind. Seriously, you need to learn how to pleasure it effectively. It's a simple, gentle.
So
Dude, I'm learning myself. I'm learning. But anyway, no, you do. When we're doing the podcast, though, I'm not going to be sitting here all night going, hey, can you please pay attention and turn your mic off so we can speak? Like, because we cannot have them on at the same time. For whatever reason, yours loves the attention and it wants the whole room to itself. So, I don't know. And I don't know why. They're the same exact model, but I got the cool robot arm and you got the chode. You got the one you can pick up. I mean, seriously. Now it's down. Okay, no one got to even see that. That's the sad part. Yeah, I can't wait for these new cameras. I think it's gonna fit the screen better, and it's gonna be a hell of a lot better quality than this shit. But well, yeah, you go and take over. Your coughing made me want to go grab my deltas, but yeah. All you, baby.
Well, today I did virtual shopping, which, I mean, my mom does.
Was that the first time you done it?
Yeah. So my mom, she always does the pickup where you'd order a bunch of shit, you pull up your car into a special parking place or spot that says like pickup, and then you go on your app and tell them you're there, or you call a number and say you're there, and they come out to your car and drop off your groceries in your trunk and leave. Well, I was thinking I could do that, but it was about 6 o'clock when I got off work today, and I was like, well, sun sets about 6:40. By the time I get there, it takes me fucking forever to shop. Sometimes it just because I don't know where anything is. I haven't really.
Yeah, and he takes forever to shop. By the way, he shops like a woman.
When I don't know where shit is, that's the key point. I have to get used to a store and stick there, and then once I know where stuff is, it takes me less time to shop. But I was like, well, I could do the pickup, and then instead I decided, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll do the delivery. And I mean, it was about $21 after everything for like a large, I was about to say a large milk.
That's pretty cool though.
A gallon milk, one thing of like one bottle of ketchup, and a ranch, like a bottle of ranch. So I mean, it was a little pricey, but it wasn't too bad. But I was just like, you know what, that's probably.
So I'm gonna say this, and I think he got offended when I said this, but this is what I was gonna try to tell you earlier. I said, why the hell are you putting ketchup on your quesadillas? Because off the top of your head, the fucking mic's in my face. I guess I'll have to remember that shit. But he was like, "Why? I just like that. It's a condiment, and I like it, and I'm used to it." And the interesting thing, what I was trying to tell you before you stormed off, was Mr. Angry Russian roommate, Maxime, back in Berkeley. He told me the story because he would use ketchup on everything. That would be the condiment. And so he explained to me that in Russia, like, actual tomato sauce is incredibly expensive. At least for his parents, or maybe even still today. I don't know. But, jeez. But, so they used ketchup instead because it's very similar. So really, there's no criticism there. It's just kind of funny that you used it. And I was going to tell you the story about the Russian shit, but you ran off, and I thought, I don't know, I felt bad. I thought I hurt your feelings. You were so defensive of ketchup. You were like, motherfucker, this is for mother ketchup. You know what I mean? This is for motherfucker. Where am I going? It's all you, baby.
No, I wasn't offended. It was just, I was just like, I was kind of thinking like why you thought that was weird that I just had ketchup on my quesadillas. But really, I only use ketchup every once in a while. Like when I was younger, ketchup was on it, like was on fries, quesadillas, anything I thought ketchup would be good on. Now it's like, now for example, if I were to go to a restaurant, I would, let's say I got a burger. Sometimes I want blue cheese on my burger. I'll put, or I mean, well,
I can't,
okay, no, actually
you love feta, right?
That, yeah. Oh my God, feta.
You got all jizzy when we talked about it. Then the store didn't have it.
But well, right. So, I guess that's a bad example for sauces.
Your mic is so quiet, dude. I don't get it. You're just.
Huh?
It's because you're so far away from your mic. I'm not kidding when I say you got to be up to it, but you're not up to it.
Well, I can't really lean forward.
You can't pick up the microphone. You can't literally lift up a microphone up to your face. All right, Sleepy, tell us how this sounds. Go ahead and talk into the microphone like you're one sexy ass motherfucker.
Yo, what's up?
You're still not, dude. I want you to talk. I want you to look at that mic. I want you to look at that mic and be like, dude, this is my job while I'm on the podcast. Is talking to this, and I'm dead serious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so where was, yeah, so after.
Angle your mouth with that this thing should be leveled with your mouth. There
Okay.
you go, dude.
So, like I was saying, yeah. So with sauces, like even at a restaurant, I don't just
She
get
says it's already so much better. Sorry, keep going.
I just don't get ketchup. It's just because I've had it so often that like I only like it for certain things. So even with fries, I'll dip fries with like ranch, blue cheese, whatever,
But
what
not ketchup.
but not ketchup anymore because I just want ketchup with my quesadillas.
Just so it. Hold on, tap your mic real quick.
Or cheese sandwiches.
So you're saying that's gonna become a thing, by the way. This is gonna be hilarious. Tap your mic. Yo, tap your mic. It's like tap me in wrestling. You know what I mean? Tap me in, boss. Tap me in. But so actually, this changes everything. It even weirder now. Actually, is normal people. I hate ketchup. I used to love ketchup when I was a kid, but I mean, let's face it. It's sugar with tomato sauce or whatever. It's crap. But but you're literally saying the opposite. You're like, yeah, no, not for fries, not for this, not for that, not for anything. I use weird, obscure shit for that. Like as like a normal person wouldn't say, yeah, can I get some feta with my fries, please? Like that's not an option at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Yeah, but no, but I'm saying like, but you would choose something not ketchup.
Yeah, if there was a choice.
Sure.
But like if it's ketchup and mustard, ketchup.
Yeah, see, I prefer mixing the two. I've come to find that mixing. Oh, they can't hear you, by the way. You're talking. They absolutely. You dick. You're gonna hijack.
I said
didn't-
I said ketchup. I would go with if it was between ketchup and mustard.
So if it's they can. All right, turn your fucking now again they can't. You gotta understand now. Turn your mic off. There you go. You gotta get used to doing that. And when you talk, look at me. Look at me. You have to make love to your mic. Don't push the button. I have to finish. Ooh, this is going to be a good control system because you get to say that to me when you're talking. Anthony, I'm not done. So I was going to say, have you ever tried mixing ketchup and mustard? And I think I've shown you mixing barbecue sauce and ranch, but I don't know if you've tried it. Those two seem to work really well. That's the only way I'll do that shit with ketchup at all. Like ketchup and ketchup and mustard together. But really, I don't even do that. I don't understand ketchup, so what I was gonna say. Thank you. All right. What I was gonna say is it's interesting that you would use ketchup on a quesadilla because traditionally is the right word. There you go. I mean, it would be salsa or sour cream or guacamole. But so I want to know, and now you can talk, but what the fuck are you mixing with the ketchup? I know it's cheese and, okay.
No, so I just use ketchup because it's easy. Like if I were to go out and buy salsa, sure, I love a quesadilla with salsa, But at the same time, I've grown up with ketchup when I was younger, when I didn't have a choice. And then when we go out to restaurants, I'd order salsa, but I had ketchup so often when I was younger, even when we didn't go out to a restaurant, I would just get ketchup. It was just like an automatic thing. And then as I got older, and I was off to college, I was like, well, I mean, mainly when I got older, really, I started to just have other sauces with different things, and I was like, yeah, this is much better. But now it's like my palate for ketchup is really only for grilled cheeses and quesadillas, and like mainly things with cheese. But like I said, it really just depends. Like it's just all based on my mood too. I feel like
You're so far away from your microphone. I'm just saying you're so far away from your microphone. So yeah, so you actually specified that pretty accurately. When I asked you that, I was like, ketchup. Why on a quesadilla? And you said this is your words. I don't know, man. It's just something I'm used to. Those were your words, and that's the specific. That's why I was like, interesting. That's why I went into the Russian story. That's something Maxime was used to growing up, and his parents thought him growing up. But I mean, to each their own, I guess.
But yeah, I'm used to, I guess, see, with that's the thing with autism. It's in order for you to, I guess, not only to live on your own, but also to just be able to get
By the
your
way, I think that's why you
uh
struggled last week. I think it's just the transitional
yeah,
period.
right, your day together,
I hope it's not eating you away because you're
no,
fine. Look
right,
at
I
today.
know.
No need
Well,
to go into what we do, but
right,
you
but
did awesome.
right. No, yeah, I for what I'm saying is just with autism, it's better when when you're in a familiar environment. Like it's so important. It's
It has to be habitual.
yeah,
It
right, right. It
literally
has to
has
be
to be the
habitual.
same thing over and
Right,
over again.
right.
And
And
even for
so
me, I don't even, I'm not even on the spectrum, but for ADHD, I'm
mhm.
telling you, it's the same thing. I wonder if they're related. I really do.
No, they are.
Oh,
Yeah, they've
okay. No, I don't mean. Hang on. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh yeah. So I don't mean can they coexist? Is it likely they coexist? It is very, very likely they coexist. We see it all the time. That is not what I'm debating. I'm saying as a disorder, are they chemically related in the sense of is one a cousin of the other or something like that? You know what I mean? Like, and because all there's so many symptoms where it's just like, well, fuck, I'm not autistic, but I do that shit. You know what I mean?
so there's been a so if you take the list of symptoms off of ADHD and autism or Asperger's, I hate how I know they changed the name to autism spectrum disorder, but but I'm whatever. I'm fine with that. It's just I've been told that Asperger's is like you're uh you're you're more higher functioning, so you're not going to struggle with being nonverbal and potentially not really going anywhere in life, or you're dependent on your family,
This is a poor choice of location.
right?
I'm sorry. Continue.
And so when I was like, okay, Asperger's, and they're like, yeah, it's basically like autism, just you're higher functioning, and I do share, or I do have a lot of their qualities, but it's died down, if that makes sense. Like I'm in more control. Now there are some times where I might get really mad and just like heated for no reason
Have a little,
and not even know it.
one of those fits that
Right.
we've seen. Not from you. I've actually never seen one from you.
Well, just it's sometimes I might get randomly angry
Yeah,
and
like
then
when I remember when this shit came and I was screaming at nothing. I
Mhm.
literally said, "I will kill
well,
you." Nothing.
right, but what I mean is like afterwards you might ask me about it and I'll be like, I didn't get mad at you. Like it's just right.
Oh.
Or I mean, I remember doing it,
So
but
you go.
I
hold on.
didn't.
So you end up actually going almost like you're not white rage, but when you can't even you don't even realize it happened. It's just like no, I wasn't even like you don't understand. You don't interpret what just happened as how everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I don't interpret that as me being angry, I guess. Like I might raise my voice and it seems like I'm you know uh, showing anger, but sometimes it's just like, oh no, I didn't mean to yell at you like that. But it like I said, when I was younger, yeah, I would get mad all the time over random stuff. Now it's like it really takes a lot to push me over the edge, but there is still some things where it's like you do that,
Into the mic. Eat it.
where but there are some things where like if you do that, I'm going to call you out on it right away.
Yeah.
Like for example, one of my friends who I've never seen do this, done this,
Done this.
but I never saw him do this because I was always over at his house when we'd hang out because living with my family, you really don't want anybody over. It's just there's too many people, too much stuff going on. No one's gonna leave you the fuck alone, so it's just like whatever. So now that I have my new place, I've been inviting people over to hang out, my close friends, and this was the first time I had one of my friends in my room, and I was like, okay, well, not first time, but in a long time. It's been 5 years since college. But I was like, okay, and so we're just watching TV, and he takes his leg, or well, foot rather, with no socks on, and he puts it on the the lower shelf of my work desk.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and I was just like,
Yeah. Well, you know
Yeah.
Your persona. Let me just say this. Let me just say this real quick. Your persona seriously just vibes off of. It just showed you tapping it. The audio went like this. Yeah, yeah. We shouldn't. That's inappropriate. It just means come here.
He started it.
Come here. Get it? Come here. Exactly. That's all. Anyway, no. What were we just talking about? Oh, no. Fuck. You just said something. Damn it. No. Oh, ADHD. I don't know. Go on. You were talking about John. It was John.
Yeah, so he puts his foot on like the bottom shelf of my desk, and I'm like, at first I look over and I just think he might have just tapped it, because it might just happen. You just do that, and it just, when I looked over, it's down here. You happen to have your foot on my desk by accident, because that happens all the time. I'll cross my leg.
This doesn't mean suck a dick. There you go.
I might cross my leg, and then it hits the bottom of the shelf on my desk. Well, I thought that was the case because he was doing that off and on, but then I looked down for a solid minute, and I'm just like, he's just resting his foot with not even a sock. If there was a sock on, I would have been like, okay, just please put your foot down. Still gross, but I'd be like, please put your foot down. But when he did that with a bare foot, I just look at him, or I pause it, and I go, dude, take your foot off of that bottom shelf on my desk.
And by the way, that's your cue. Oh, did I just turn? Ooh, muted. Yep. Okay, there we go. So what I was gonna say is one thing I do notice about our J buddy, J homie. What did he nickname? What was his nickname?
I don't have a nickname for him.
Oh, come on. He named himself.
Okay, well, I did give him.
What was it?
No, that was a different conversation. That wasn't really a nickname. That was just if you wanted to change your name.
No, not that. We were sitting up here, and I said, all right, well, regardless, we're using that from now on. Because we were talking about Sluggy Dougie. We were talking about the producer and that I'm just Anthony. And he goes,
The baby butt boy.
something like that. Bubble baby butt boy.
That was Finn.
Yeah, and I said, dude, it was democracy. People voted.
Right, and
He's Bubble baby butt boy.
that's Finn's nickname, and we tried to give John a nickname, but we couldn't come up with one for him. But then I was thinking, I give him a nickname all the time in college. I just started calling him Johnny Boy. I could yell from across campus.
Johnny Boy!
Yeah, I'd just be like, Johnny Boy, and he'd raise his hand and look at me. I'd be like, all right, your name is Johnny Boy now.
All right. Switch it up.
But
Real quick, dude, I can't. We got it. Because we're not getting the goddamn fucking word in. You're not letting me talk tonight. Let's be fair. I keep trying to give you stories about Russia and shit like that and anecdotes, and you're just like, yeah, working out and protein and. Damn right I've been listening.
have you been listening to our podcast today? I haven't talked about any of that. Anyway, back to
Yeah, back to what you wanted to talk about.
Well, no, I
What
don't.
were you talking about?
Well, okay, so
Losing our
yeah,
train of thought.
so after well, I was just talking about John, how he put his
Oh, I was
foot
gonna
on
say
there.
Sleepy wanted you to know, us to know, she's autistic, ADHD, and bipolar.
Oh wow.
That's a fucking cocktail of fun.
Yeah, that's on a whole different level.
Yeah, that's a whole different level that even I don't want to know. I mean, I do want to know, but not like to myself.
So yeah.
Go on.
So what else happened? Oh yeah, so today, before I even decided to use the Kroger app to get my food, or to go shopping rather, I was like, well, I looked at my weather app and it looked like the wind speed was too high for my bike.
You're gonna say 200.
No, it was like I thought it. I looked at my weather app and it looked like the wind speed was
Motherfucking 200, man.
too high.
On my bike.
No, I wouldn't be able to move if it was that, dude. Because I'm going against the wind most of the time.
No, I'm saying you would pick up and be gone.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying generally,
You had a kite
if
to
it's
that?
it, if it's a heavy enough wind speed, and you're riding down the road, you can it's just you can go 50. Like you could be going 50 miles an hour, but with that wind speed on your bike, you could be going 40 if it's strong enough. So I looked at it and I was like, well, it's not raining. Okay. Oh, high winds, or it said 10 miles an hour, and I was like, okay, well that would cut down on.
Real quick. Just an update though, Sleepy. So I think at the very latest we should have the new cameras. There's 3 of them, and then the monitor and the power strip all by the 28th. Everything's just slowly leaking in, so I'll be testing all of it as it comes in. So probably just like what we're doing right now. I was like, dude, we literally, this is our recreational room now, because we don't have shit downstairs. We don't have a dining table. I mean, we don't fucking eat. Like, we eat and then we put our dishes away. You know what I mean? Or use them later. Whatever. Who gives a shit? But like, we don't have girlfriends. I'm just saying. So guests are limited, and when we do have guests, it's like, dude, eat downstairs. Don't fucking put food up here, liquids up here. But I was like, we're already up here chilling anyway and testing equipment. What if we just create something that has nothing to do with like mental health or anything? Nothing targeted. It's just like, what if we're just up here chilling and like working on the podcast while talking about whatever the fuck we want. So yeah, off the clock. Anyway, Sleepy was no. Oh no, we're good with Sleepy. We're good with Sleepy. Yeah, that's not what. Yeah, you're fired. No, sorry. Dude, yeah, this is our after work. Really, this is us after work. This is me after work. I can't keep a single train of thought. So go for it.
So when I was, but yeah, before before I ordered my food on Kroger or on the Kroger app for shopping or whatever, I was like, okay, well, I'm so used to see, when I had my bike in the beginning for like the first year, on it, doing my own thing, getting my own shit done, and then it's like I've moved out, and it's like I feel like it's a whole different ball game. Like, yes, it's still going from home to store, home to here, home to there, but I was going through my options. I was like, well, can I take my bike? Should I Uber? And I really don't want to Uber and Lyft because sometimes they can charge you $20 for just one way. It really depends on how far it is, but they could charge you $20 to go to the fucking gym from here. I've had it; it's happened before, or from here to my parents' house when I would come back and forth. It happened when I guess inflation was high. It was like $20 a trip back and forth. So you'd be paying $40 just to get there and back if you were going somewhere. And so I was like, well, I really don't want to take my bike out because I have to fix a front light on it for me to drive at night because one of the front lights is out. So I'm just going to fix that later this week, actually, or at least get the bulb, try to find out what the bulb is and then order it. But because of that, I can't really drive at night. So I was like, well, the sun's setting at 6:40 on that one road where that Kroger is. When it's dark, it's hard to fucking see. Like, there's no lamps, there's no lights.
Dude, that's one thing. That is one thing. Got gentle love it, man. You got to look at this. Oh, anyway. Yeah, there you go, baby. All right. No, that is one thing that I totally agree with you, but especially in Indiana. California's lit up like a goddamn Christmas tree because it has the affordability. They think they have the affordability they have the energy to do that. They have lights everywhere. When I moved out here, dude, thank God we work from home because I can't tolerate. Dude, I think I have that night blindness shit or whatever. Everything gets really bright, and you have no lights in your roads, so everything's just either black or I think everyone's headlights are on or brights are on. Everyone's. Anyway, sorry, go on.
So then I was like, okay, well, sunset at 6:40, and I was like, well, I would have time to go over there, but depending on how long it takes to shop and to get out of the store, because sometimes you can have long ass lines for no reason, here at Kroger. I used to work at Kroger, so I know how they operate, which really they shouldn't operate this way. But, I was like, well, that'll take time. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go on my bike today, whatever. And as I get my backpack out and my coat out for after work, because I was going to leave immediately, so I have enough time. As soon as I was about to, actually, really not as soon as 2 hours ago, actually, prior on one of my breaks, I was like, well, I know my mom orders food from Kroger and she picks it up. And I said, maybe I could just do that and still take my bike. And then I look on the app and I go, oh, there's delivery. So I said,
Wait, so you're saying this is actually new? You didn't know that they did this? Because every time, I mean, you use Uber Eats and all that shit. They've had that like flaunting for years. They like the first thing when I pull mine up, it's like, oh, grocery. We also do groceries.
well, right. But what I'm saying is for Kroger specifically. And so, normally you'd go on DoorDash or you would go on DoorDash or some other or Uber Eats app and get groceries, right? That's fine, but they charge you extra. When I went straight through Kroger and did delivery, they did it through a second party, but it was through Instacart. And I guess really Kroger's delivery fee that they charged me was like $9, which wasn't bad I mean, it's still kind of a lot from just our Kroger to here, but
If you're but you're not paying for distance. You're paying for convenience.
right. Yeah, no, that's
They could be 20,000 miles away. You'd still pay. I was just saying, you'd be 10,000 miles away. You'd still be paying $9 for a $21, bag of groceries, right? So you're paying for convenience. I mean, ultimately, every time we order from Uber or shit like that, it's just, hi, I'm lazy. I don't want to drive.
yeah, fair enough.
I almost feel like this system is kind of cool because it reminds me of when we were kids. Did you ever have like if you hold the bag you can speak? If you hold the ball, you're allowed to talk. That's essentially what we're gonna have to do till we figure something out.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know I'll figure it out, but yeah, like right now they can kind of hear me. I got it muffled a bit so that you're really like, but yeah. Anyway.
So, so then I on one of my last break actually I ordered Kroger, and I guess the time said 6:15, and I was like, oh well, that's only 15 minutes after my work, so okay, cool. And then they came exactly at 6:15. I think, yeah, around 6:15 because it was
Already 6:50. So I came out and I made a shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's okay. But I was surprised. I was like, oh well, got my shopping done. That's another thing off my list, and now I'm just making lists.
Well, if
But
you don't hold it up to your mouth, I wonder if I can do something here. Hold it up to your mouth.
so I'm making lists and checking them twice.
Mine on and see if all right, so yours isn't picking up mine. That's good. So you go ahead and talk in yours make sweet love to it.
So I was
We need Sleepy and she fucking left.
I've been making lists on my phone to help me organize things and just kind of know, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. And so like literally today I'm thinking like, okay, what day can I do this, what day can I do that? And then I was actually going to start my laundry project.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to tap
today, but instead I was like, well, I need to go shopping. I want to get my sauces and my milk. So then that's when I was like, okay, I'll go and just move this over here this day. And then I was like, well, wait, I'll just do it on Wednesday on my day off. It's a day that I know I'm not doing anything, because I know with work and trying to plan stuff after it, sometimes it goes through, sometimes it doesn't. So really what's going to happen is, Wednesday,
How about
midday
now,
around,
Sleepy?
I'll start that project. And then I'm thinking probably Friday night and or Saturday morning, I'll go over to my dad's and have that bulb looked at and figure that figure that shit out. But I guess if I left Friday night, or well, not Friday night, but like after work, then I could spend the night and see my dog, and then leave on Saturday. Have that done, and then I'd have Saturday off.
Tap me in, Chief. Gotta give it some love. No, she says, yeah, she says you're very quiet, but now you're perfect. But yeah, dude, I think it's just your voice. Because it's the same. I wonder, all right, Sleepy, you're still here. It says 0 people viewing, so I don't know. That's why I was assuming you were gone. I'm going to use this mic. I'm going to turn this one off. Let's see. This is how I sound now. I'll even set the volume to the exact same level. And I know I'm louder than him, but all right. So this is me at his exact same level. I'll try to talk, I don't know, in his calm voice. All right. Let's see. Let me know. So he'll talk into it, and then I'll talk into it, and let's see what it looks like. She says I'm the 0 people.
Mm.
You go ahead. Yeah, say something real quick. Go into it.
Kroger.
No, like you would normally, because you always get lazy and forget. Like my guess is you end up like right here by the time you're done talking. So talk right there. Like the distance between the mic and your mouth, you end up slowly doing this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find an average. That.
Okay.
Kroger. I like it. You just said Kroger.
Kroger.
Kroger. All right.
Yeah, fuck Kroger.
There you go. All right. So same distance. Fuck Kroger indeed. Let me know how that sounds.
Zach might like it.
I mean, I'm just saying if you put it up there, you could fart and record it.
But the sticks would be in the way.
I don't know. The sticks would create a weird noise vibrating throughout, coming out of it. You're right. It would probably make it like a silent but deadly.
Or maybe when you pull it out, it finally
I don't know what this means. I guess this means.
No, hey, when you pull it out, it finally stinks. It clogs it up
Oh,
so
God.
much.
No. You're slowly building it up. Yeah, she says it's his voice. You sound just as you did on your mic. Dude, that's crazy. I don't know. You got to maybe build up on a. What do you think? I think I think he needs to work on his presentational voice. Cuz I mean yeah, I think I was born with it. I don't know if if I made it, it wasn't intentional. But I think he needs to create more of a voice because I have to see. I'm already turning myself down because I know for a fact I'm. But like we were saying, I have a lot more bass in my voice, whereas you're higher up treble. Like yeah, and apparently customers think you're a woman, and you played it off like a champ. There you go. Tap your mic, son.
But yeah, I spoke in my normal voice, and one guy was just like, "Sorry, ma'am." I'm like, "Okay."
I don't know. What if someone said that to me? Like, you were calling, or like, especially in the morning. Do you ever notice? Do you have morning voice where it's super deep for no reason?
Yep,
like
yep.
extra deep?
That's so. There was one morning where I worked from 8. Let's see, yeah, 8 to 4, but from like 8 to 12, my voice was like really deep, and people were just like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir." And then right in the middle of the day, it was, "Yes, ma'am, ma'am." Okay, like it was just like, or miss or who, whatever.
Understand what changed.
And so I bet you by call criteria, they're probably like, why does this man sound like a man in the first half of the day and then a woman in the second half of the day?
Perhaps it's all the estrogen I accidentally drank. I thought I was getting stoned.
My God.
Yeah, Anthony.
No,
yeah,
it's like,
this is.
no, I just have my wife take over. I'm just like, hey, wife, take over work for me.
Hold up, real quick. So you just found out. You got all excited recently and told us all. You're like, yo, they finally. I went in to get some beer and turns out they're selling these Delta whatever products. They're drinks. and there's no alcohol, and it's just sparkling water with hemp or whatever. And so this is just the idea that went through my head. Uh, I just dissociated a little bit, and I went to you slowly over time, going, Anthony, I don't understand. All I'm doing is drinking these beverages. It's supposed to help me focus. I don't know, man. We don't know what you're buying, man. I thought they were brand new to the liquor store. We
No,
don't know
it
what the fuck you're drinking.
no, it doesn't help you focus. If it did, that'd be nice,
No,
but
it helps me. I'm sorry, it helps me focus. Yeah.
but I mean, it's basically just like it would be like if you drank a beer, but it's weed. It has like, it has uh, enough of it in it to stimulate the same effect as alcohol, or like they see. Here's what bothered me when I went over there, and of course the guy was selling the product. He was like, a guy asked him, he's like, so how do you measure this? And like if I were to drink alcohol, and the guy was like, well, one of these is about 2 beers. And I'm like, no. Like, I mean, it's 10. But then the way he explained it, he's like,
How do you compare?
I think what he did was he said like 5 milligrams would be like 1 beer. I don't know how. Yeah, I
That's
don't know how
apples and
they-
oranges. That's completely apples and oranges.
But I was just like, well, it's 10 milligrams. You know, I drink one. The first time I drank it, yeah, I was pretty messed up off of one. But once you,
actually did feel it?
yeah, my very yeah.
I felt
So
nice.
my very first time, I was like, woo, like I was just out, out of it. And then, and then I realized, okay, now it takes me two to get there. And then on the podcast, when I haven't even drank hardly any of those for a long time, and then I finally bought a case, I had like 3 that night, and I was just like, I was just chilling. But they say one can is equivalent to 2 beers, but I think if you've over time consumed Delta 8 or whatever you want to call it, then it's more, it's going to take more because it's the same substance that you would be ingesting through a vape or whatever but so I'm glad I found those, but I'm probably not going to get those again for a long time because it's like I felt like they weren't worth it at this point because I'd have to take like 3 of them and be like, okay, I could drink one more and make it 4. But then, there's basically what? There'd be like 7 more left. you know?
Mike. We're gonna figure out a signal for that. So Sleepy, the way I'm gonna have it set up is I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure out. I mean, maybe the monitor goes here so we can both see it because it'll plug in the HDMI. The HDMI. Ooh, don't lean on these tables, Anthony. The HDMI is over here, so that's fine. We can set it over there. The power strip will come through down underneath the table. Cord will come up here, like everything else, and then we can put the monitor wherever the fuck we want. But I was thinking right here so we could both see it, and like you were saying, eventually I'm gonna be over here so that everyone can see our wall of achievements, things that people got us and made us, and that was sick. I can't wait to put that up on the wall. But our portraits. But what was I gonna say? Well, yeah, maybe if we put the monitor here, see what I'm saying, and then I'll scoot this way, you scoot this way. If we have a guest, they're over here. That way, that can catch everything. Well, I don't know. What does this look like if I switch to the Anthony camera? So this gets a good amount of space, not as much as I'd like. So if anything, I'd put a camera more out there. See, that's where it gets tricky. And Sleepy, feel free to chime in whenever, but that's where it gets tricky. Is it's like I don't know. Once we get the cameras, I'm gonna plug them all in, and well, as I get them, plug them all in and figure out how to position them and what they're, how wide they can capture. Like the one we're using right now. This I actually did the math. I figured it out. This, and by the way, I was gonna tell you this. You know, I was telling you I've been into podcasting for about 6, 7 years now. And I figured that out because I looked at my old YouTube channel and found my old, my very first podcast I did with my friends, group of gamers I played with for a while, for years. Actually, some I'm still friends with, but yeah. So we tried to do like we're gonna do a podcast about entertainment this week. It'll be sports, gaming.
Oh no, we said no sports.
No. This is what we did 7 years ago. Yeah. And that was my first experience with a podcast, and I just fell in love immediately. I was like, I wanted, like, I was the new guy in the group, so no one really knew me. Some girl brought me in because she thought I was funny, and then I ended up becoming really good friends with a lot of them. They ended up at my house a few times, and well, a lot of things. It's a good group of people. A lot of us went our separate ways, but some stuck around. But anyway, what was interesting is I knew right away that it was podcast for me. As much as I love gaming, there's something I like to talk, I like to entertain, I like to have fun. I like to have people and myself have a voice. So I knew right there, I want to do this, but I had no means to do it whatsoever. At the time I wasn't working, I was broke as shit. And if I was working, it was part-time consultation with electrical engineering shit, that roller coaster I was telling you about with the magnetic brakes. Second fastest roller coaster in the United States. Thank you, Father, for that job. But no, I just knew right then and there. And it's like, I didn't know it was going to take 7 years. And I wanted to give up over and over and over again. But once I got this job, my life, everything. Once I moved to Indiana, my life started changing. And I really feel like anything I want to do right now, I can do it. If it's in the scope of reality and I want it, because I know for a fact, if I want to do something, I'll do it. I'll find a way to do it. That's just who I am. The difference is I had lost that part of me for so long. Now that it's back, I got some catching up to do, and it's actually not that hard. It's kind of fun. Like, I'm growing really fast. Dude, I turned this entire room into nothing. Like, literally, Michael was sleeping on the floor with his backpack to this. You know what I mean? Now, it needed time. It needed effort. It needed money. It needed care. It needed love. And it needed, did I say money? Because that's a big one. Oh, it needed hard work. And God damn it, man. So, I don't know. It makes me, I'm switching the camera over to you. You can take it over here. But it makes me laugh a little bit when my first compliment was from Rachel about the studio. And her compliment was, oh, it looks great. A little sketchy, but great. And I was just like, you know what, dude? You are 100 fucking % correct. I have a fucking camera on a disassembled lamp. But every single step that I take every week feels like Christmas to me. Because every fucking week for the last God knows how many months, I've been putting this together to get somewhere where I believe we're going to be by Saturday. At least a rough idea, you know what I mean? Right. And then it made me actually think, last thought, I promise, before I let you take over, but you said something to me earlier. Yesterday, I was like, all right, now it's on to the next big step. And you said something, I didn't really think about it. You said, oh, is the next big step the monitor? And I was like, no, the next big step is learning the audio and all this shit and understanding it and blah, blah, blah. Because my idea was like, dude, I'm stuck in this moment. But today I was thinking, dude, Anthony, every time you do focus on something, you end up getting it done incredibly faster. This is true in college too. When I was writing papers, I would wait till the last minute and bust out an A plus, A minus, B plus, B minus paper because my thought process is I'm thinking about it constantly, and then when I have to do it, I already know what I'm going to do because I've overthought it constantly to obsession, which has its benefits and drawbacks, but I can't remember. My point is, I don't care. This is going places. Go ahead.
You know, I do the same thing in college. But see, what I would do is I wouldn't do it like.
Wait, she thought you were a woman too, by the way. Well, we thought she was a man.
Yeah. So in college, I would do stuff like that. But what I would do is I'd give myself a week. So like if she said it's due in a month, I would set an alarm or a reminder on my phone to start the paper like that Monday or whatever it was, the start of our week, you know, because you'd have so many days to do it. And so I did that. And then as soon as it would go off, I'd be like, okay, do I have too much homework tonight? Can I start it tomorrow? And generally, yeah, I'd have too much homework that night. I'd skip that one night. But then the next day, when I didn't have anything, I would go and get it done. Sometimes I'd finish it before it got to that time. Sometimes I'd finish it a day before, it really depends. But then, when you got into more classes and different, how teachers want certain things, then it gets to the point where it's like, well, how can I balance that? And so sometimes I'd have to work on it even earlier, but it would really just depend because some teachers would give you time in class to work on it. And if that was, if that ever happened, which it has happened before, I would just be like, okay, well, I don't need to worry about it until I need to worry about it. Just get your shit done. Just get your shit done in class, really. And go from there, but
it doesn't help that I look like a man, short hair, always wearing hoodies. So you dress like... Is that just a normal Midwest thing? You still wear cargo shorts, don't you?
At some point.
Is this just like a Midwest thing or... Like, okay, I actually personally love cargo pants and cargo shorts. But at some point in the early 2000s, oh, dude, if you were wearing them, you would be made fun of. It didn't matter who you were, who your friends were. It didn't fucking matter. You'd just be made fun of for... And I'm telling you, man, I like pockets. People are like, why the fuck are you wearing a jacket? It's whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I'm carrying this, that, like... I'm sorry, I don't have a purse like women. I don't want a merce. And motherfucker needs some pockets. And they were cozy, you know what I mean? They were loose. It was like wearing pajamas with a lot of space, storage space. But no, they weren't cool. Also highly flammable. Anyway, go on.
I actually had tear resistant and water resistant cargo pants that were basically designed to like move around in, if you were like a construction worker or something like that.
She dresses for comfort. Dude, we all...
Yeah, we all dress for at work. When I work from home, I'm just like, I'm in my pajamas.
When I go out, we don't pull no Zach shit. We ain't dressing.
Oh gosh, the first day. Okay, I will remember this for the rest of my fucking life. The very first day I have ever been out anywhere. I mean anywhere with this man. Besides a fucking gas station. Yeah, Sluggy Duggy. Besides a fucking gas station. The very first time I went out with him and Finn, his ex-boyfriend, I was like, what the hell am I looking at? This man, if you want to call him a... Right? Yeah, it was that night. If you want to call him a man. Thing. Yeah. He was just wearing like straight sweatpants and like a pajama shirt of some sort. I don't even know what it was. It just didn't even look right. And I mean, Finn was dressed casual, but it was like acceptable, if that makes sense. Like it was just, casual, acceptable that you'd wear out anywhere. So you basically had a spectrum of like doesn't give a shit, dressing casual, and me who doesn't know the rules, and I dress like I dressed up a little bit more. So it's like you have no dress up, a little bit of dressing up, and then you have like, whoa, he's dressed up.
It's not even that he didn't dress up. You don't understand, man. He woke up in that, or at least he was in that all day. What his normal attire leaving the house is flip-flops with socks that don't match. That's very important. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I'm saying he made it a note to me. I don't know if this is just some bullshit he said because like I caught him wearing two different socks and I was like, "Why are you doing that?" And he could have simply just said, "Oh, I didn't notice cuz I'm a total idiot." And instead, he was like, "I always wear different colored socks." Actually, you know what? The second one makes more sense. He does seem like the kind of person who thinks I don't know, because everything that exists with him doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm starting to get worried about this thing. Do I need to tighten it? I don't know. Like I said, one time I just touched it and 3 parts fell out, and I was like, "Wait, what?" But I love that it's just like staring at me, and I love the colors. It's very mesmerizing. No, yeah. What was he doing? Sluggy Duggy. Oh yeah, he walks out and he's wearing. He's got his. I was actually talking to him. He just fucking got up and left. All right, I'll wait. I ain't got nowhere to be. Anyway, as I was saying, before you just randomly walked up and left in the middle of my sentence, I had to pay. I had to pay. I had to urinate. So he chooses to wear the wrong socks. He chooses to wear sweatpants. He chooses to wear flip-flops outside of his socks. And then he puts on some greasy ass, just disgusting, not fitting correctly, too big shirt, because God knows what size he actually is, because he's amorphous. He's like a blob. I mean, he can be the size of New York, or he could be the size of a black hole. You know what I mean? We don't know. The weight still matches, for both. But the size varies. We don't know what his actual coordinates are, on the universal map, so to speak. But one thing is for certain, his idea of going out and having a nice time is dressing like a hobo and manipulating gay men who aren't familiar with that crowd to... Sorry, they can't see how serious you look right now. You're good.
So, let's see. Yeah, so it's just for, I just don't see how someone could walk out like that, especially like when you're going out with your friends, like I kind of felt bad for Finn, especially because he's the one driving.
Now I got it.
He's the one, basically planning all of this because I guess, he really likes that bar, Greg's, and this was like the first time we ever went out, and he was just like, "Hey, you want to go to a bar with me?" And I was like, "Oh, well, sure, yeah, sure. I mean, I'll go to any bar, whether it's a gay bar or a straight bar, whatever you want to call it." But so he didn't tell me that, of course, when we were on our way there. So I was like, "Yeah, I'll go to the bar with you." So I asked what it was, but I didn't really look it up because I was just like, "Whatever, it's a bar." But anyway, we're on our way to the. Or I guess I'm already here. Yeah, I was already here because I Ubered from my mom's to here, so it'd be easier for Finn. And Zach and I are waiting, and then I barely looked at Zach because he was like halfway dressed when I got there, and then when Finn got there, I walked out because I wasn't waiting on his slow ass. And then he finally comes out, and I finally see him for like a brief moment. I'm like, okay, I guess it looks okay. And then I got a really good look at him when he sat in the back seat, and I turned around and we were, face to face, and I was like, what the hell is like he wearing? And actually it wasn't even sweatpants, my bad. Now that I think about it, it was actual pajama pants.
I thought they were just gray sweatpants.
No, because even before you texted me and you said, "Hey, look at Zach," I saw him and I had a feeling like he was just underdressed or not trying or something. I was,
What gave you that impression?
but and then when he texted me to say look at him, I was like, oh yeah, I do see that he's not dressed right.
It's just
And
gross.
I
He
mean,
doesn't
I was,
care.
and I mean, I was embarrassed too because I was like, I'm walking in with this
Well,
guy.
So on that topic though, straight up, that goes right into when I was, originally saying I wanted. Did I put it on backward? When I originally said I wanted to start trying to go out, and he still lived here, he was like, "Well, if they don't want to go out with you, I'll go out with you." And I had to tell him straight up to his face. I was like, "Zach, don't take this the wrong way, but I hope you need to understand. I will not be going out with you alone, and actually at all. You dress like, you know what I mean?" And it's just like I gave him reasons. Like, I'm not being mean. You know what I mean? I'm not being a dick. It's like, dude, I appreciate that you would be willing to do that. Well, now I would. You know what I mean? At the time, it's like, I appreciate that you'd be willing to do that, but go fuck yourself. You know? Go ahead.
But yeah, he didn't care, and I mean it shows. But like I didn't think see whenever I was over here, I didn't think he dressed like that all the time. I just thought he's at his own house, he's comfortable. And then it was just like the first time we actually went out, I'm like, why is he still wearing pajamas? Now, when I go out, yeah, I might be wearing a tank top and sweatpants, but I'm not wearing like actual pajama
See, I'm
pants.
actually surprised you even do that because personally, I would never wear a tank top out.
Oh no, I do.
And
I
to
don't
a
care.
beach shirt, to a
I don't care. When it's summertime, you have to in weather in Indiana. Are you kidding me?
I don't.
It gets up to 100 here or more.
I will never be that kind of redneck, dude. I'm no.
Now there are people who will ride their bikes in the summertime with no shirts on just because it's hot as hell.
All right, hold up, real
But
quick. We got more people, real quick. I have a
Okay.
question for him. Newcomers. All right, this is what he's. So I'm new to Indiana per se. 5 years out of 35 years is new, but he's saying that, and I've been here for 5 years to be clear, so I know what the summers are like and the winters are like on average. On average, never in my life would I go out to a bar or a restaurant or anything mm, where I would never eat. Now this is me, and I'm not criticizing you, by the way. I'm just saying because this is something I've noticed in the Midwest. He says you just can't do that in the Indiana summer, and I do notice that a shit ton of fucking population here wears tank tops all the fucking day. See, we call those rednecks. The way you're dressed right now, I'd say redneck. That's how California perceives that. I would never wear a tank top. I mean, dude, I don't know. But here, yeah, I'm gonna switch the camera back. Go ahead, take it away, son. Come
Well,
on,
I
son.
mean, because the weather is, over 100 degrees, yeah, I might be wearing sweatpants, but I'm still wearing something to keep my upper half cool.
It's like Dougie
Like-
was putting out the vibes. What homeless vibes? Talking to my son.
But
on, son.
but when like if I were to go out someplace nice, or or let's say a bar, and it was warm out, I might wear a tank top if I had a good looking one.
Ask Andrew what he thinks. He's here. He's from California. Ask him what he thinks about tank tops. Would you wear a tank top to a restaurant? Well, I guess he heard me because I can see the volume going. But anyway, yeah. So he's out. He's in homeless clothes. That's your first impression of him. Going out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Did you
it's
ever go out with him again?
there was one other time, but only because he was tagging along. I never asked him initially because like I'd ask Finn, I'd be like, "Hey, you want to go out?" And he'd be like, "Yeah," and then he would come pick me up and be like, "I picked up Zach," or we're gonna go pick up Zach," and I'm like, "Okay, if you really want to, but yeah."
It's amazing that someone with so much. It's amazing that someone with so much negativity can. I still can't wrap my head around this. Like like we can sit here and talk about it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Volume. See, till there's no more volume, we can talk till I just mute myself by accident. I was fucking with the nozzle. But the fact of the matter is, I still can't understand what I witnessed. it's otherworldly. You know what I mean? It doesn't what we saw shouldn't exist. It's a person that walks around on the planet with cruel intentions, disgusting, disturbing intentions, but also so stupid that he could probably play off the stupid card. And he can get away with anything because he's stupid. I don't know. He's a serious threat.
And also, like, I just noticed, he didn't have a car like I still don't, but I at least have a vehicle, or I at least have ways of getting around where I don't need to have someone help me. Like usually,
You had the means.
yeah,
If you had to pay for it, you could.
right,
Yeah.
right. I had the means
Now
to,
you got your butt.
right. I now have the means to either ride my bike or be like, I don't want to go out today. I'll just Uber. But, you know, I'm finding ways to overcome that, but as I get older, it can get somewhat harder to go places when you are older and everything when you don't have a car, but I think eventually when I get, like I said, another year or so on my bike, I will be ready to move on to a car, but then again it comes to the point of, can I afford a car payment? Because I mean, already, I don't know, it's just, yeah, it's.
Andrew, how do I sound right now? So I turned it up a little bit. I was fucking with the dongle thing right here. And that's up. So this should be fine. Let me know if you hear this just fine. Where are you going? Some agua. Refresca. Yeah, agua. Water is agua.
Yeah, I know, but I call it
Oh, water. All right, Trump. I guess we're taking a break while we get some water. All right, yeah, Andrew. Andy. I can't call you Andy. Sounds like a little kid's name. Andrew. How does this sound? You still haven't answered me. Or maybe it's because you can't hear me. Oh, that's better. Oh, okay. Literally, the answer, my phone's on silent. The answer was right here. It says, that's better. Cool. Hi, how's it going? I don't know you. Who is this? Let me guess. You're going to be, I don't know, what kind of imaginary girl do you think is going to be sending me fake links to get laid tonight?
I don't know. They usually try to pick a girl that you're into.
So, redhead, 5'3", green eyes. All right, all right, I said it out loud and we're live. So let's see how good spam ads are. Let's see if they pick up the information as we go. You know what I mean? Dude, right? Yeah, what if YouTube was just like, "Oh, we heard you like redheads, green eyes, short girls." Oh. Check this video out of what's that girl's name? She was in Doctor Who and Jumanji and oh, she was fucking the blue chick from
Oh yeah, I was watching
Avengers. Karen Gillan. Karen Gillan. I always mispronounce her last name. Gillan. Is there an extra I? Gillan. Karen Gillan. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I was.
Oh, he's back, by the way. Here, yeah, go ahead. Take over, Chief.
Yeah, I was watching Jumanji last night.
Keep that. I think we need to reevaluate the rules of this room to an extreme.
I'm not putting it on the table.
No. You're not hearing me. This is a dead serious fucking serious thing. Get that. Stop drinking it all snarky.
No,
Get up.
I'm thirsty.
I don't give a fuck if you're 10
All right, I'm getting up. You can sit. No, you're not moving me. Sit your fucking ass down. I'll get
You
up.
squeezed my titty. Don't drink it there. Dude, that's totally rude. I've told you countless times, get the fuck away from the electronics. Thank you. What is that? What do you just gotta do it right there?
I'm just drinking
Just to
it.
prove that you can do it as close as possible? Oh my goodness. Get it out of the way, set it down, and keep it the hell away. No, that's wobbly. Don't. It's not an even side. Better on the carpet, I'm not even kidding. And if it's just water, you might as well put it on the carpet. Because what's it gonna do? Stay in the carpet?
The carpet is
Yeah, this carpet smells like water!
smells like water.
Oh, there's water everywhere. Yeah, that's way better. Now it's not even close to anything. That's what I'm saying, dude. Just grab a. I'll fucking buy you an Nalgene. This, literally. They don't break. They last forever. Oh, and get this. Lifetime warranty. If it breaks, doesn't matter if a car runs over it. Free. They'll send you a new one. Yeah. Their whole sales pitch is they don't break. I don't know if that's still true. That was definitely true when I was younger. That'd still be a good sales pitch. Because they don't break.
Yeah, just start like start trying to break them on purpose. Just be like,
That's what they used to do. That was their sales pitch. When we were in high school, people would be like, oh, we're going to break them. And they'd slam on the. Again, like I said, you can run them over. It's a car.
or what if you took it to the top of the Empire State Building and then it fell off?
I don't think it would break. No. Hear me out. So it's flexible. It's. I think it's more of like a pet. See mine? Yeah, right? Anyway. Wait, try petting yours. I'm not even kidding. Look at this. Yeah. What? Yeah. I told you. What did I say when I got this for you? I said all it
If
needed.
you stroke it to the right, it turns on. If you stroke it to the left,
But I did say, I said all it needed when I got it for you. I was like, all you need to do is give it some tender, loving care. And it's, look at, do it. Gentle, do it. Nice. Oh, you're just gonna leave me hanging like that? Okay, fine then. All right, what if I paid you a little more? Or actually paid you, I guess.
sorry, I don't accept credit cards.
All right. You can put your pants back on.
Oh man.
No, I was gonna say here, pause it real quick. Pause it. All right, so yeah, I like that. So that's how we do. We just kind of just roll, we glide. Yeah. No, so to be honest, the material they use, first of all, it's not just thick, but it's also really I can't remember. I'm telling you, man, when we were kids or teenagers or whatever, it was like a whole fucking thing. Oh yeah, made in the US of A, baby. That's probably the first thing I've ever seen that say that on. Well, I don't. All right, if you dropped an empty one off the Empire State Building, at some point gravity can only reach maximum velocity, or it can only reach maximum velocity based on its weight. Okay, yeah. I guess it might shatter. If it was full, I know it would. No doubt. If it was light, though, if it was empty, I think it would be light enough where it might carry and just fracture. I don't know if it would shatter. We could always test it out. Anyone want to go to New York? I've always wanted to go there. I never want to move there or live there, even for a little bit. But see, now you're picking up on it, son. Now you're picking up on it. Yeah, pet that son.
So yeah, well, and then also, they say to never drop a penny off the Empire State Building or State Building because it can go right through somebody.
It's not the weight; it's the condensed.
Yeah, it's
shape.
Right. It's a lot of weight in such a small space.
Relative to its.
Yeah. Right.
Because imagine if it dropped thin. That's like dropping a knife from my balcony. There's no difference.
Right.
Except, a lot worse than from the balcony. It'd be like a knife from the Empire State Building. Actually, there's no difference. There would be definitely some serious brain damage. Hopefully they're laying down when it happens, so maybe it only hits like their leg or something. Although it's still a really horrible thing to think about. Yeah. So, what are you thinking about The Expanse so far? I mean, we only watched the first episode, but
Oh no, the first two. Well, we watched the first one and then we watched the second one, but
that's what it
then
was. Yeah.
yeah, actually I after I was done watching the second one, I was wanting to watch the third one.
Good. Yeah. So here, let me rub me out. Rub me out. Rub me in. Oh, that's it. Rub me in. Rub me in, coach. Rub me in. That'll be our cue. Rub me, rub me out. All right, all right. All right, keep me out. Keep me out. So yeah. Wait, I can't. It's been a while. it's been, what's that? What, you're going for the boot? Anyway, it's amazing how many things fingers mean. You know what I mean? Thumbs
Yeah,
up.
but-
Fuck you. I mean,
Tell me what this means.
it means you have serious issues with contortion.
It means I'm double jointed.
Yeah, I still don't understand what
But
double
see,
jointed
here's the
means.
difference, watch.
No one can hear you, or oh no, they can see you. Oh, they can hear you, but also me.
So look,
Yeah, that's creepy. So explain why. All right, maybe. How come? Oh, this is actually to pause your mic or mute mic real quick. So this is something you could set it down because I'm gonna get in the camera with you real quick. This is something I've been running a little experiment on for about a year, and Murder by Penny. Yeah, that would. Yeah, seriously, think about it. If someone dropped a penny off the Empire State Building and it killed someone, and you got to, I mean, there's no way to prove who dropped a penny off the. Everyone could be dropping pennies off the Empire. Anyone. What if you just gather a group of people and be like, drop? By the way, yeah, before he tells this story, I do have an experiment that I'm running with, or not an experiment. It's something weird about moving your arm up versus your other arm up. This is your non-dominant arm, for whatever reason, being more flexible going up your back than your dominant arm. And run a test while he talks, but I'll show you what I mean in the camera while he talks.
so about that, unless the person was dumb enough to be like, "Hey, I dropped a penny off the Empire State Building, and it did kill someone." Obviously, there you go. But if no one said anything, unless someone was watching you and they saw you do it, really, yeah, it's really hard to prove. So, but yeah, that'd be awful. You just like you come down from your Empire State Building tour, and then you're just like, "Oh, well, guy's dead." Okay.
Now, real quick, Chief, that ridiculous showing, I want you to do it because we've already done it together. I want you to prove it because it worked with every single person I've done this with. That the dominant, here, I'm going to switch over actually to this camera and angle it at you. So your dominant arm is more flexible going up your back. So non-dominant. Non-dominant is more flexible. So so you're right-handed? Yeah. So that goes there. Now my guess is, God, your fingers are all over the place. You were right. Now that one should go higher. Can you, as high as you can fucking possibly feel it. Now do this one. How high can that one go? As high as you possibly can do it. Okay, move it down. Oh, you're an unusual case. You're a bad example.
What, am I pretty much even?
I guess.
I lift weights.
No, but I did it with Michael, Zach, my mother, Francesca. Who else? A bunch of people. Yeah, it's weird,
Well,
dude.
probably my flexibility in both arms are balancing out because when you lift weights and you do it proportionally, everything starts you try to make it to where one arm doesn't obviously look bigger than the other, or one leg vice versa. You always try to even it out and make it look proportional because that's what looks good. And so, but besides the point, if my arms are proportional in size and muscle mass, generally they're going to be about the same in flexibility.
I think there's.
Or it could just be because I might have a little bit extra flexibility to where I don't have that imbalance.
I really think it might have just been no, like really. I think it's just an interesting observation on what your non-dominant limbs are doing, because my non-dominant leg has a way bigger calf muscle for no fucking reason. My non-dominant arm is more flexible for no fucking reason. Or is there a reason? Maybe it's just, okay, I'm using this for writing. Let's use this to scratch every fucking part of my back. I don't know. But I just randomly, I was curious because I saw that I did it. And I was like, let's see. Does everyone do it? And I knew there was one case. Of course it has to be you. That was like odd and didn't. But dude, Michael's was even more than mine. He could like bend his non-dominant arm to where like it was almost like a just closed. And then his other one was like, like just couldn't do shit. Same as that. I mean, it was just, I don't know. It's a pointless observation, but it was interesting to me. I don't know. Dude, we're off the clock. I don't give a shit. These are the thoughts I have around that, throughout the day. I'm just like, that's interesting for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Let's see what. Well,
we're talking about The Expanse. What do you get? Tell me what you think so far a little bit.
yeah. I mean, it's like I said. It's.
What's catching?
I would say. I'd say the fact that it's realistic, like the things they demonstrate.
More updated than Stargate.
Right there, it's more modern, but also in terms of how they demonstrate what happens, it's realistic, like it can happen or it could happen.
Hypothetically,
Right.
this is what would happen.
Right, and then they use the same science that you would use in real life to explain or demonstrate those things, which is pretty interesting. And then also, I'd say the characters are coming together pretty quickly, but easily. But yeah, I would say.
How do you like the detective, the cop detective? How do you like the cop detective? It's played by Thomas, I believe it's Thomas Jane. He played the original Punisher before
he's
Bernstein Bears. What's his name? John Bernthal.
he's decent, I'd say, for right now.
That's actually.
I'm whispering in here so it doesn't pick up on your mic as best as possible. But the reason that show actually came to a lot of us, our like sci-fi fans, is Jane, Thomas Jane. Is we were like, okay, well, we've seen him in The Punisher. We've seen him in that college project where he portrayed the Punisher just for those students as that canon character in that universe, and that was fucking cool. And then, I don't know, he's been in a couple more things that I've seen. I can't remember, but I don't know, it just seems like, I have a feeling I'd like that dude in real life. But I remember seeing the trailer for The Expanse. I had no idea it was a book series. I had no idea anything. And I was like, dude, this looks cool, but I have no idea what's going on. But Thomas Jane is in it, so I'm in. But the funny, well, it doesn't matter to you. The funny thing is I went in it like so many people because of him, and he's not even that big of a part of it. I mean, he is in a sense. As far as the story, he's huge. But as an actor, he's, here and there. But once you get in it, it's like you said, the story, well, you haven't even really touched the story yet. And it gets weird and good. You understand that there's politics going on. What happens when, okay, Earth controls Earth. Now we left and there's a portion that controls Mars, and they're now the Martians, or the Mars Federate, whatever the hell they're called. And then there's what are they called? The Belters.
Or no, the Mars Congressional Federation.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Mars Congressional Federation.
I'm surprised I remember. Wait, yeah, it's been a little bit since we've watched that. But yeah, the Mars Confederate, or the Mars Confederate Federation.
Okay.
So, the Mars Confederate Federation, Earth, and I can't remember, but essentially United Nations, but better, I would hope. And then the Belter.
I guess it would be United Planets, or the
No, because isn't it still built
United.
on Earth? It's still
Well, no, right. But what I'm saying is eventually it could be the United Federation of Planets, which also touches back on Star Trek, because that's what they call it. The United Federation of Planets is our solar system. Essentially, right. Well, in that unit, yeah, because we've expanded in space. So our little pocket of the universe is the United
I wonder
Planets.
if we can fuck with this. But there is still a disconnect that's obvious in this show where it's like Earth still just wants to be Earth. Mars wants resources. Oh, Earth wants Mars's water and shit like that and has been stealing it. It's all over the place. It's all chaotic. And then this poor, what you've seen now, is this poor shipping ship, cargo ship, shipping ship.
That's why they call it a
Cargo
cargo ship,
ship. There you go.
not a shipping.
A shipping ship. You know, it's a good old shipping ship that ships. You're a lying liar that lies. No, the shipping ship, the cargo ship that has these people. They're all, by the way, you notice from the accents, like what's what. I don't know if you caught on to that yet, but the Belchers have a really weird like. I can't even pretend to do it, but then the Earth sounds like, I don't know, American, and then Martians sound British or some shit. Maybe like British. You're you in pain?
Yeah, my back's not.
Oh, getting old, son. All right, we can wrap it up. Dude, this is off the clock. We can do whatever the fuck we want. If we want to leave right now, watch this. Zoop. Wait. Zoop. Oh.